But the bumper sticker should read. There should be an addendum to the bumper sticker. It's like, I bought this car before Elon turned crazy. Actually, now I realize he's not crazy, and I've seen the light.
That'll take some time. That'll take some time. People don't want to admit that they've been tricked.
Yeah, I mean, there's
like
that old saying where it's like, it's really easy to fool somebody, but it's almost impossible to convince someone that they were fooled.
Yeah. It's much easier to fool them than to convince them they've been fooled. People cling to their ideas.
Yes.
Especially if they've like publicly stated these things. They get very embarrassed to being foolish.
Yeah, people, most of the time they double down. And
they find echo chambers.
Yeah, but there's, the thing is that, like, I've seen more and more people who were convinced of the sort of woke ideology see the light. So not everyone, but it's more and more are seeing the light. And it tends to happen like when something happens that really directly affects you.
Right.
Like there was a friend of mine who was living in the San Francisco Bay Area, and they tried to trans his daughter, like to the point where the school like sent the police to his house to take his daughter away from him. Now that's going to radicalize you. Well, that's going to shake you out of your belief structure. Now I know.
So it was an activist at the school that was trying to do this?
Yeah, the school and the state of California conspired to turn his daughter against him and make her take life-altering drugs that would have sterilized her, and irreversible.
And how old was she?
I think 14, something like that. He managed to talk the police out of taking his daughter away from him that day, and that night he got on a plane to Texas.
Wow.
A year after just being in a school in like Greater Austin area, she went back to normal, meaning like it wasn't real.
Right. Well, people are being much more open to that now. I mean, Wall Street Journal yesterday had that opinion piece that this whole trans thing, there's a lot of evidence is a social contagion.
Absolutely.
And Colin Wright wrote that, and then he's getting death threats now, of course. And on Blue Sky, there's people talking about exterminating him, which is one thing that you are allowed to say on Blue Sky, apparently. You're allowed to say horrible things about people, say possibly truthful things about this whole social contagion. Because that's when you get 9 kids that are in a friend group and they all decide to turn trans together, something's wrong.
Something's wrong.
That's not statistically
like here's
feasible.
Like you can convince kids to do anything. You can convince kids to be a suicide bomber.
Right.
So
which is why they do in some countries, why they choose children to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can train kids to be suicide bombers. And if you can train kids to be suicide bombers, you can convince them of anything.
Yeah, especially with enough positive enforcement and cultural enforcement, and the idea that that's not the case.
The kids are malleable.
Yes,
the minds of youth are easily corrupted.
You're also seeing a lot of pushback from gay and lesbian people that are saying, like, "Hey, if someone did
stop
this
including
to
me." So exactly.
Yeah,
the LGBT. It's like, wait a second. Why are we being included all the time in this situation?
Exactly. Especially when. Like my friend Tim Dillon's talked about this, is like it's really homophobic because you're taking these gay kids and you're telling them like, hey, you're not gay.